So great, now that we have our project portfolio, what I would like to do is to be able to drill down into a selected project. Now to do this, what I will do is I will create again a new web part, okay, smart view, and this is going to call project.selected, okay, and this will show the details of a selected project, okay, and this will be part of my project workspace. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select what I want to display, and that would be a project. Yeah. Now, instead of selecting every field in the project, I will only select certain columns in my project. Okay, so I will want the project title, I will want the project manager name, I will want the project scope, I will want my start date, finish date, and budget amount, and that's all. I will save that, right? So I save this data source, and now I will use this new view called layout, which allows us to turn a column data into a row-wise data, and we'll call it a layout. And in this layout, I select my template, which is projects, and I'll just call this my project charter. Okay, what I will do is I will add a condition, because I only want to select a project for a selected project, and I will use a parameter called project ID. So it's called param project ID. So this is my syntax. So the system will expect a field name called project ID, which I'm going to use the filter. So I save this, and I will save this report. And now that I've done that, I will push it into my web part page. And if you have done properly, you have this selected project workspace, and I'll put it on the header section, and we are done. Yeah. But there is a problem. There is no direct link between this report, which is a selected project, into this page. So I will need to go back to my project portfolio, edit it, go back into my project schedule data view, and use one of the column, any of the column, to feedback. So for simplicity, I'm just going to say if you click on the project name, I can create a link, and with this link I will go into the same URL, drill down, and I'll go to the pages. Now this function gives you all the variables within your organization, in your application, including your pages that you've created. So I will select the project workspace, and realize that, you see, it really asks for you project ID, because in my report earlier I require this variable. Now I will just go back to my data column and use the project ID, and that's my selected project ID. I save this, okay, and now with this I've got a completely re-updated, and notice it's have changed. So if I click on this, it will now give me that project workspace, okay, and that's how I would actually do it. Now to make it more complete, perhaps below here we would like to see all the expenses for this particular project. So we'll add one more function, whereby we'll call this project.expenses, okay, and this will show all the project expenses. Now once again, I will select my data source, and my data source will come from my expenses table, right? I save this, and now we will use another function, another view called the data grid, which allows me to come in and select and put all the project expenses. I will select a field. The created shows me the date, so I'll just want to show me the day. The created by show me the person. I will just change the caption to that. I will want to show the category. I will want to show the amount. I'll probably want to format it in a nice number format, and I want to show the status. But what I will want to do is I want to do a total, so that I can see the total expenses for this list, and I'll put it at the bottom, and I will add a filter. And the filter, of course, is that we're going to only limit it for one project, and the parameter is this thing called param.project_id. Right, so while we're at there, let's set up the menu. This is about viewing the expense. This is submit new expense, and this is update expense. Create our menu options, enable our users to view new ad, and then we save this and we save it into, and we can now drop it into our project workspace. I'll put it in the footer section, and voila, once again our page is complete. Notice we have the total.